The 3rd anniversary banner with Fantastic Aqua and Darkness is sadly gone, but don't worry, we are getting another, I would say, pretty good banner right back after this one. So I am here, of course, in this video to give you a quick rundown about the 2 units, what they are good for, what they're potentially lacking, and last but not least, if you should summon on a Sprint, Axel Grand Sports Day, Recruit, or if you just should save and skip for the next banner. I'm Katsuma Gaming, let's get right into this. Before we actually jump into it, just a quick information here for the YouTube side, because probably not everyone follows me in Discord. I currently have a visit here, and at the end of the week I will actually go to my family for a visit for a week, so I don't really know how much videos I can upload and will upload. I might try to see if I can pre-record some stuff and, you know, publish these videos over the time, but no promises because it comes down to how much time I actually have. So don't worry, I'm not gone or whatever, it's just, you know, a little bit busy right now, but worst case, I should be back normally for both streams on YouTube videos on September 23rd or 4th, something like that. Okay, with that out of the way, now let's finally take a quick look at the 2 units and what they can do. And we are starting off with the Lolisa. And I think she's a really interesting character thanks to her 2nd skill. But we start from the beginning, of course. 6% physical attack passive trait. She's a basic with a minor self-heal, all typical Lisa stuff. Her 1st single target skill is a skill that does more damage if you're above 70% HP and deals up to 241 physical single target earth damage on a 15-second cooldown, which is actually a really low cooldown, not gonna lie, so that's really good. And then the 2nd skill, that's the one big thing this Lisa has to offer. It's a single target physical attack skill that deals 154 earth physical damage to one enemy and gives your party a 30% gauge charge. That is the highest gauge charge that you can actually give to your whole team, and if you actually have her or are able to use her, you will understand what that means. With that skill and, you know, some gauge boosting stuff, you can get like half your ulti ready, if not more. Best example to refer that probably more people know is Fast Iris. She has a self gauge up. Just imagine that for your whole team. It's actually pretty insane and really cool. It also really works well with the Fantastic Darkness. Yes, you can probably for the current arena also use Valentine's Day Darkness and stuff like that. But generally speaking, a lot of gauge for your team is not a bad thing. The big problem with that unit here is, first up, she doesn't have that much damage. I mean, yes, the single target nuke is kind of nice and it deals decent damage, but besides the gauge up and of course her ulti buffs, she doesn't provide that much more. No CDR, no Rash Red, no elemental damage boost and stuff like that, no Rash Red. It's really limiting what you can use with her. Like a team, for example, if you say, okay, you want to have an Earth Rash Red unit, could be Valentine's Day Leah, her, and then a Darkness for a DPS team. That's a solid core that should work flawlessly, I think. But, you know, that's 3 limited units. You need all of them. At the moment Leah's gone, you, for example, use Melissa. You're suddenly lacking the CDR to probably use the stuff, and it just starts to get really hard to use and play around. So that's a bigger downside, but especially if you have a really good Earth DPS, most likely physical side, that you can use with her, like the Fantastic Darkness. She is a great pickup with that. If you don't have the Darkness, I think her value actually drops a bit. She can still be used with other units, but it's not like, okay, you need to have her for anything really special. And I'm gonna be honest here, I think in the JP side she saw like 2 or 3 arena use cases max, and that's it, so not really that long of a staying power. The other unit, on the other hand, is a different kind of beast, and that is this Komekko. And again, don't be scared by the rating here, especially because she has an AoE skill. She does pretty well in AoE arenas as well, so you know, ranking could be higher if you have the sum of both AoE and single target. But all in all, this is still a pretty decent ranking. And the big thing with her is she's pretty much just Christmas Aqua 2.0, which allows us to use Halloween Aqua as our Lightning Team passive chip provider. There will be in the future another Lightning passive chip provider in the case of the New Year or Snow Festival, whatever you want to call it, right? But she's really, really good. Let's take a quick look at the kit and explain why she's that good. First up, 6% magical attack passive trait and an lightning elemental basic, so basic stuff, nothing too crazy here. The real bread and butter are her 2 skills. The first skill is an 2x random magic attack skill. It deals 185 damage 2 times and provides a party tier 1 lightning elemental buff for 12 seconds on a 23-second cooldown. And yes, that's a rather long cooldown, but just wait a bit of like a little more sense in a second. The second skill is an AoE magic attack skill. It does 120% damage, again AoE, and provides 6 seconds of CDR on a 20-second cooldown. So if we do quick math again real quick, that means you have a 17-second cooldown on your random hit, which means you pretty much only need 4 seconds of bonus CDR to have her lightning buff up the whole time, probably of course 6, but with 4 you should be somewhat fine as well. And the CDR skill is on a 14-second cooldown with 6 seconds of CDR. That's pretty good, not gonna lie. I give you a quick spoiler here, there will be more lightning units in the future. There's of course the collaboration union from the Eminence and Shadow collaboration that we can't really predict if and when she comes. But another unit that is guaranteed to come will of course be Rain, and in the future, I mean, she just dropped recently in a JP version, Fast Rain, that work really well with this Komekko together, and she actually has a pretty long staying power with that. The only downsides, quote-unquote, for her is first up, of course, in single target arenas. Her damage isn't that great because only her double skill is really doing damage. The EU skill is not like... It's a little bit better than a basic, right? So it's not like too crazy. And in AoE, you could argue she competes with the Aqua in the future. If you get another lightning team passive trait provider, then you might be able to use Aqua as well. But all in all, I think she's just better for the fact that she has better ultis, that she can use her ulti 1 version 1 to... I think the ulti 1 version 1 was buffing your team and the ulti 1 version 2 was to debuff the enemy, or the other way around. Anyway, either self-speed and buffing or slowing the enemy down and lowering the resistance are both great ultis that can work with the audience in the future. So I think her staying power is pretty good. And with that, this is actually one unit I would really recommend from this banner. But the big question is, of course, should you really summon this banner or not? Because keep in mind, there's a big banner coming up, aka Forbidden Union, and for that, let's just take a quick look at the tier list where I place them. And you can see the Komekko is in the meta units on element here. She's really good, she has long staying power, and she's highly recommended. For the Lolisa, she's only in strong units tier, mostly because our physical Earth side is fine, especially since the Valentine's banner, but not like OP. We don't have a good Forbidden unit for Earth that can, like, you know, do the multiple hits and stuff like that. So physical Earth is fine, but it won't see that much use case with that. I just think the value and priority of the Lolisa is a little bit down. So with that, I would recommend you to, if you are a whale or somewhat like that, do your daily single plots in this banner and see if you can snipe the Komekko. There's also some really cool banners that I want to quickly talk about to give you a quick idea of what banners you should pull on. Of course, we have a special set recruit. These are great additions, and if you can do them, maybe do them. Keep in mind, even if you just do the daily single pulls, that's 1 pull for 100 quartz. So for a 10 pull, it's 1000 quartz compared to 2000, but you also get a skill potion there, so it's not really that much low value. We also have a step up banner, which is really cool here, because step 2, 3 and 4 all have rate up. Even in step 4 there's a guaranteed 4-star, so I think it's like a 25% chance to get either unit, so it's like a 50-50 if you actually get a new unit from that. So in that regard, it's pretty pog banner. And I think this is also like the second time we have that, so I just want to talk about it again. If a 4-star appears, it's a new character guaranteed recruit. The new character could be a little bit confusing, but what it says pretty much is, if there's a 4-star, it is guaranteed to be either Lolisa or Komekko. So if you have neither of those, and you just want to see if you can get lucky, 4000 pay quartz. If it's a 4-star, it's one of them. Pretty cool. And again, if you have the funds for it, I think this is a really cool banner. So all in all, the paid banners here are really cool. So if you want to and can do, I think going for them first before pulling normal banner is what I would recommend. If you are low on quartz, with low of quartz, I mean below 50k, maybe even below 75k, if you just want to have a guaranteed, I would actually say skip this banner and just save for Forbidden Union. I know it seems a little bit weird because I'm the guy who normally says, hey, you can skip the Forbidden Unit and just pull the Forbidden Unit, the next Forbidden banner, which comes in 3 months ago. And in the meantime, this banner, for example, is a limited banner, so it will be harder to come by again. And that is still true, so getting the Komekko here would be really valuable. But I just think power and value Forbidden Union has is so good that it's hard for me to say skip Forbidden Union, because she will be fire meta for a long time, and I could actually see this Komekko being replaced before the Union. Also, again, if you especially have Xmas Aqua, there's also a chance you can't just survive without the Komekko if you use the Aqua. Will be, of course, a little bit less damage and maybe harder to build teams around, but it is doable, it is usable. So if you especially have the Aqua, I think it's even more likely to skip. If you don't have the Aqua, but you have Halloween Aqua and you really want to use the Halloween Aqua with this Komekko, then maybe do a few multis if you really want to. But I think the big goal right now to save for is Forbidden Union. With that, we are at the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, follow for more content, and hopefully see you with more videos in the next 2 weeks. If not, again, I will be back at the end. Sorry for that, but I try to be more active in my Discord and post some quick infos there, what teams I'm using, stuff like that. So if you want to be up to date, maybe join the Discord down below as well. I would really appreciate that, and you can ping me there if you have any questions and stuff like that. So yeah, have a great day. Good luck with your pulls if you haven't already, and see you all in the next one. Bye.